Happy Sunday.
Okay, since we have a smaller crowd today, if you can mute yourself on the bottom left where it says mute.
Yes, really.
Yeah, I learned the hard way on that one. I was kind of embarrassed on the last white ribbon Zoom we had. Oh my gosh, I forgot to put myself on mute. Yeah, it wasn't pretty. The girls were going nuts, and
Is
I was
that
yelling.
Stephanie talking?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So anyways.
Ah. I accidentally muted Mark. I didn't mean to. Unmute yourself.
Thanks, Gina.
I'm so sorry, Mark.
I turned over the controls to Gina, and she's on. That's what she does. But anyway, so we're recording to the cloud. So if you guys have a question, we're going to ask you to unmute, and then you can ask the question after the presentation. And then, welcome to another ALK Talk. I got two quick announcements. Next week at 7 o'clock, we have a caregivers group. So if you're a patient and you want to pass along to your caregiver to show up, it's the same Zoom link channel. And Gary Nerstedt is running that group. I think it'd be very informative for maybe some people who are not very active in our group, and you know, pass it along to your significant other or your caregiver. And we also, on May 2nd, will resume with Dr. Vincent Lamb. And besides that, I don't really think I have anything else to say. Gina, do you want to take it away?
Sure. I think Sunday's going to be awesome. Gary's one of those cool people. He doesn't even call himself a caregiver. He calls himself a CG. So if your caregiver is like my husband and doesn't really like to be called a caregiver, this might be the right meeting for you and the right group for you. So anyway, I think Sunday's going to be really awesome. And I'm so thankful that Gary is doing that. I'm so excited about today because we have an amazing fundraiser that our fundraising chair, Misha Garrison, is helping to put together. And it's all from an inspiration from Niels, who is joining us from the Netherlands. It's 1 o'clock his time. So anyway, I'm going to let him tell you about what he did last year and what we're going to try to do globally this year. So we're so excited now that we're a nonprofit. We can raise money for ALK Positive research that's specifically going to go to ALK Positive research. And we have this amazing panel of research reviewers who look at the ALK Positive research to make sure that we pick the very best and most impactful research for ALK Positive cancer patients, so worldwide. So I'm so excited to introduce you to Niels. Go ahead, Niels.
Hello, everybody. I shall share my screen right now and give you some pictures of the wALK Positive Challenge last year in August. I had the inspiration to do something to raise awareness for lung cancer and do something back to fund research, and but I didn't know how to do it. So I set up an event. I was walking in a late summer evening in, I think, July 2020, and I talked before with someone, and I said to her, the average day you walk like 5,000, 6,000 steps a day. And she was telling me it's the best to walk 10,000 steps a day to have a positive feeling and have a better day, and you feel better when you do 10,000 steps a day. So I thought I'm going to try it and do 10,000 steps right now. So I did it 10,000 steps in one night, and it was like 1 hour and 30 minutes, I think, that I walked, and then I reached 10,000 steps. So I know how much time you had to put in 10,000 steps, and I had I thought about the name and on how to get positive feedback to everyone, and so I came up with the name, the wALK Positive Challenge, to give a positive impact on lung cancer, and it was related to the ALK mutation. So I did a fundraising for Longkanker Nederland. That is translated to lung cancer the Netherlands, I think, in English, and they are giving information out of lung cancer for everyone and connecting people from the Netherlands to each other. So that's a good cause, because we need each other to help each other out, to give us to give everybody information. So I share it. I think after everything was done in the ALK Positive group, and thought maybe we can do it internationally. And so here are some pictures of on how I did it. Like I did on this day 11,000 steps, because yeah, I wasn't home yet. So I made like this round, this first round, and then I have to walk 2,000 steps to walk that day. And it was the last day. We made beautiful pictures of the sea, and also, oh, it's quite noisy. We made of the environment there, and make pictures of the place we were walking at, so we can give people a view of everything and give them a positive view that you can live with lung cancer, and that you have to stay positive, and that you have to move, yes, do this pandemic and everything, that you have to have a positive feeling about everything, and that you can walk each day, and that is very good for your mental health as well. So I thought it was a very good thing, and I think some family members did it with me. Some other lung cancer patients in the Netherlands as well. So it was very good to do. So I think I have told everything about it. So thank you all for listening.
That was so good, Niels. Thank you so much for the work and for fundraising for lung cancer research. You are awesome. And I think we're all going to be able to together continue your effort and just keep going and do even more, hopefully. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. I hope that we can do it.
We can.
Yes.
We'll give it over to Misha.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Gina. And thank you, Niels. Yeah, your inspirational walk was like the seed that we're going to grow even more from, that fantastic effort that you started. Yeah, and wALK Positive Challenge is just, I think, the perfect summary of the whole thing. We're walking, we're positive, we're also ALK positive. I'm actually the CG. I'm totally going to adopt that now for my husband, Jim. He was diagnosed in 2019 at 35. So we're walking forward towards a cure, towards treatments. And yeah, it's my honor to be part of the fundraising team. We have all of us on the call now, which is super exciting. We'll each sort of take a turn talking through the plan for this wALK Positive Challenge inspired by Niels's incredible efforts last summer. So let me just share what that looks like on this new Kindful platform. So if you have fundraised with ALK Positive in the past, you may have seen we worked with Longevity. They're a fantastic fiscal sponsor for us. But we are in the process of getting our 501c3, oops, sorry, wrong page. Let me find the right one. So we're in the process, excuse me, of becoming our own 501c3. But part of that is entailing, oh gosh, okay, let me close that out. Part of that is entailing having our own fundraising platform. So we're using this one called Kindful. And if I can find the right window, I will show you exactly what I'm talking about. And it's basically, so it's team fundraising, which we've done in the past with Longevity. Here it is. Great. Okay. So it's team fundraising, but we're walking with the wALK Positive. We're going with the wALK Positive theme. So, okay, great. Now I've got the right one. Thumbs up if you can see wALK Positive Challenge. Yes. Okay, great. So this is Kindful. You'll see the URL up here, but you don't really need to memorize that. We'll be sending it out via email. But this is a challenge that we're all taking together. Everyone, caregivers, patients, friends, family is invited to be part of this wALK Positive Challenge. So you can read a little bit about it. And then you can see we have this incredible goal, $500,000. We have some generous donors who are matching up to $200,000, which is really so exciting and awesome that they're doing this. And then you can see below, everyone can make a team. You know, this is my own team down here, Team Jim, other fundraising team members, Nancy and Christina, and then of course you all know Gina, have created their own with the ALK Tiger Bunnies, so you can have fun with it. And within each team, you're able to write a bit about your story or, you know, sort of the process by which you know, are walking, why you're walking. And then you can have, you know, your gifts on the side here, a bit about, you know, team members if you want to invite people to also be part of your team. So I'll let folks on the committee get into all the nitty gritty. We've got some great team captains for the team captains. Christina and Nancy are our team captains, so they will be able to answer questions as we go along. But let me also say we have some really awesome t-shirts. I know a lot of people like to be, you know, out with their group if you're walking in a group or, you know, inviting friends and family to participate. So we have these really beautiful t-shirts that are branded for this wALK Positive Challenge. So you can be, you know, taking pictures or, you know, like Niels did, showing some inspirational locations you're walking at that have this lovely logo as well. So the t-shirts also fund research. 25% of the t-shirt proceeds, or 25 of the t-shirts costs go to research. So in addition to donations, you can also have a great t-shirt that fundraises for research. So I'll leave it at that and hand it off to Christina and Nancy, our team captains. But so excited you guys are all interested in fundraising for research with us. And yeah, go ahead, Christina and Nancy, take it away.
Hey guys, I'm not Paul as my name, although my name says that is my husband. I do have my own computer, but I am not using it. So anyway, welcome. Christina Hershey and I are going to be your team captains, I guess. And Christina will talk more a little bit after this. We're super excited. We will be available. We'll welcome anyone who joins and creates a fundraiser, creates a team. Christina and I will be available to help you walk through setting up your fundraiser, helping you with any kind of tips and techniques for fundraising, picture, you know, anything that you need help with, we're here. And we will proactively reach out to you and also provide all of our contact information so you can get in touch with us as well as we go along. Be aware, we're just learning this new platform too, but it seems really easy. I just set mine up yesterday. It took like 2 seconds. I didn't put a picture in yet, but I made it pink. That wasn't hard. So maybe pink's not a good choice actually. But anyway, so anyway, we're here. We're really excited. The t-shirts are really cool. They're going to be part of the rest of our branded merchandise that is sold on our website, but they'll be special for this event. They have a great logo. And I just think this is our first, although we've done campaigns and some other really interesting and really successful fundraising, this is kind of our first event. And I think it could be really fun. It's different than anything that we've done before. So I hope you all will participate, and then also encourage, not as many people came tonight, but encourage people to watch the video and or sign up if they didn't see this information on here. So that's all. And I'll pass over to Christina.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm actually going to share my screen, so hopefully this goes off smoothly. Okay. Okay. All right. Does everybody see the landing page here? Okay, great. So within our alkpositive.org website, if you guys can navigate here to patients and then scroll down to the 2021 wALK Positive Challenge. This is where you will find a lot of information and some great resources and tips as you go along and build your campaign, and just get some inspiration, some more information about the challenge and how to promote it, how to spread the word, how to comfortably fundraise. We understand everybody is really comfortable fundraising, and this might be the first time that you're doing this. So we want to provide as many tips and support as we can. So as Nancy said, we are here as kind of your captains and are happy to help with any questions you might have. Just email us and we will walk you through the process in whatever way we can to make this successful for you guys. So on this landing page, you can find some of the background, and we've worked really hard to kind of craft some copy that you guys can use on your own within your own messaging, and how you guys can talk about the campaign, and really kind of, what we're doing between Niels's inspiration and how we're hoping to, spread awareness as our friends and family and ourselves walk 10,000 steps over 10 days, which brings us 100,000 steps closer to a cure. And if you read some of the information here, and we understand everyone kind of has different abilities or comfort levels with walking 10,000 steps. So the challenge, it does go throughout the entire month of May, which is Lung Cancer Hope Month. And of course, it's a very loose commitment. So if you don't make the 10,000 steps within 10 days, it's really okay. No one's gonna, knock on your door. But it is a goal. And, we have some fun ways to kind of track the progress as well. So if you keep going down, you'll see that you have the t-shirt ordering here. The t-shirt's awesome. And if you click the Get Started Now, it will take you to creating your own do-it-yourself campaign through Kindful. And then we drafted a couple of fundraising tips. So we'll just kind of quickly read through a few of these, and you guys can always refer back as well. So we have created an outline, which is kind of a step-by-step within Kindful of how to actually create the do-it-yourself campaign. So we will be posting that and emailing it as well, so you guys have that as a resource as you go through. Again, we've typically in the past done this through Longevity, so this is a new platform. So we understand that there could be some questions. We're here to help, but this document will hopefully help kind of walk through step by step. As far as setting your goal, set an attainable but challenging fundraising goal. No amount is too little. So if people are, if you're a little bit nervous, I don't, how am I ever possibly going to raise, X amount of dollars? Just have fun with this. Don't put a lot of stress on yourself. Any amount is wonderful. It's contributing towards the research. Tip number 3, brainstorm your list of family and friends that you want to email and invite to participate. And because this is international, this is, it doesn't have to be just your local group of friends and family. This is across the globe. So really, it's simple email can invite them to participate with this fundraiser. And we do have a sample email for you guys that you can just, use and customize a little bit to send that out. So we'll help you with that step. And really, you want to utilize social media. I think you guys all saw how Niels was incorporating Facebook. So we have some hashtags, the wALK Positive Challenge, and then also stepping towards a cure. So we're encouraging you guys to kind of make some noise on social media with this, whether it's you or your team members, your friends and your family. Encourage them along their walks, along their journey to take pictures of their route, of what they're looking at, you know, and share the progress, how far they are. There's also, and Maureen's going to be talking about a Z map, which is a really cool feature that's really going to show and illustrate the global reach of the challenge, and we'll be able to see how many people worldwide are participating. So we'll have Maureen do that in a few minutes. It'll be really cool. Check in with your team, you know, mid-month, give an update with your fundraising, ask them to continue to spread the word for additional participation, reiterate the donor match. That always really provides some great motivation for people to donate. And then also, again, encourage the team members to purchase the t-shirt, where 25% of the proceeds go back towards the ALK Positive. Another idea that we had was to consider organizing, and this is of course, you know, in COVID times, where people might be comfortable doing so. You know, for the most part, the 10,000 steps for 10 days is kind of on your own. It's not like a big, you know, race day event. But at the end of the month, if you're comfortable doing so, or your immediate friends or family might be comfortable doing so, you could do an outdoor, you know, socially distanced end of the campaign walk celebration, or kind of have a race day 10,000 step walk, something like that, just to kind of, you know, have a little bit of a celebration. We mentioned earlier about really telling your story. With Mish's, with Jim's page, you would see how he kind of, you know, they kind of gave the background and really personalized it. Make sure you're uploading your photos, explain the why behind why you're asking for participation in fundraising. Obviously, we all know more research equals more life. And then the personalized emails, so inviting them to join the challenge, and then also thanking them for their donation and their participation and the support in reaching your goal. And lastly, have fun. This is going to be a great, you know, month-long promotion, and we just want everyone to have fun with it. So, and then there's some FAQs here as well that you can scroll through. I'm not going to, I won't go through all of these, but definitely, again, as Nancy said, we're here to help you and kind of support you guys along the way. So I will turn it over to Nancy, I think. No, not Nancy, I'm sorry, Maureen, I think, right? Yeah. Thanks, guys.
You're muted.
Unmute.
You're on mute.
I should unmute myself for this part. Okay, so I'm unmuted. Okay, so my project in with the fundraising team is to map us all out across the world. We know that ALK doesn't define by just one country, it's worldwide. The money helps research, which helps all of us wherever we are. So this is really a fun part. If people, hopefully people are familiar with the Z map, which is on the support ALK page, and it identifies where all of the members of the group are worldwide. So we're using the Z map tool to map out all the teams. So I'm going to share my screen too. Let me do this for a second. Okay. Okay. Oops, you don't want that. Okay, so hopefully you can see the questionnaire. Yes, okay, all right. So what's gonna happen, actually, let me get to the fun thing first. Okay, this is the map. Right now, we only have Misha on the map. So what will happen is, I'll hide that for a second. We're gonna have all the teams fill out a form, get all their important information, which I'll go over in a minute, and then they're all going to be mapped all over the world. And you can check out all the teams. You can see their picture, their number of people participating, where they're from, And we're hoping that that'll be fun and we'll get an idea of who's involved worldwide. Now, because we're just kind of getting all this together, Misha is the only one that's filled out the form so far. So Misha, we're going to show you off. So we're going to click on Misha and we can see she's from Cranberry Township in Pennsylvania. Her team name is Team Jim, and she has 11 people that are going to walk on her team. And they might be walking as a group, individually, however they want to walk. And then we have people answering the question, why are they taking the time to walk and raise money for ALK Positive? And you'll submit your answer. And there's some space to give a lengthy answer if that's what you'd like to do. And then the fun part is you can submit a picture. So the picture could be something from online. It could be a picture of your team. It could be a picture of something in your town, you know, that would symbolize where you're from. And the fun thing is when we all want to see who's involved, we can see Misha. So there she is. So this will be really fun. And as it populates, we'll have many, many pictures from hopefully all over the world. So this is what the Z map is all about. It gives some information on the top, and the link to the site is right on top as well if you missed that. What will happen is as the teams log on and register, they'll receive a thank you email. And within the thank you email will be a link to a form that generates the map. So I'll show you the form. The form is really simple. It'll take you 2 minutes to fill out, well, maybe 3. So you put your team name, your city and state, so we can figure out where you're from, country, team leader name, and email address. I have this on in case the picture doesn't work for some kind of reason. I'll email you and we'll sort that out. The number of team members. So your email doesn't get posted anywhere, just so you know. And then why you're taking the walk. And again, this could be a long answer. And then for the picture, when I was testing this, a simple way to do it, if you have a Facebook picture and you like it, click the Facebook picture, right click it, and click picture address. It's the picture address, not the page address, because I mixed that up in the beginning myself. So that's why I have a little bit of info there. So this is as simple as it is. It'll take a minute to fill out. And we'll have to go back to the people that already have a page and get them to fill this out so we can get our map going. But this should be really fun because it's an international fundraising project. And this is a great way that we can see who's involved and what they're doing. Pictures, that'll be fun. So that's my part. If you have questions at the end, we'll get to them. Okay. And I think we're with Christina.
Yes. Hi, everyone.
Okay. Thank
Hi.
you.
So I'm just here to recap the main points because I'm sure it's a lot of information that people are being bombarded with. So I'm just going to do a little recap of the most important points. One question to get into everyone's head is when this is going to run. So it's throughout the month of May, starts May 1st and through May 31st. And a little parenthesis here to say, I know Christina Hershey touched on that a little bit, but just to say that really don't feel obligated to do 10,000 steps a day or 10,000 steps a day for 10 consecutive days or anything like that. It's like she said, it's a very loose commitment. If you can do that, great. If not, just do your best. Just do what you can. I always like to make a point of saying, well, maybe you can do, depending on your fitness level and your time, maybe you can do 10,000 steps a day for 10 days, or you can do 10,000 steps a day over any 10 days in May. Remember, it's throughout the month of May. Or you can do 10,000 steps over 10 days, either consecutive or any 10 days. I mean, really, it's for fun and for motivation. So really just do whatever you feel comfortable with. So that's one thing. Maureen also just talked about the where. So it's worldwide. So feel free to invite anyone you know who you think might be interested from anywhere around the world. As an example, I'm from Greece. So I'm inviting family and friends from Greece. So we're going to have some representation from there, which I'm excited about. And the goal, of course, it's we're hoping to raise $500,000. And not to forget that we have several generous donors who are offering to match fund dollar for dollar for up to 200,000 that we know as of yet. There might be more, but as of yet, we have a pledge of match funding for $200,000, which is amazing. So we feel really positive about that and really optimistic and really hopeful that it's going to be a very good month, a very good campaign, very successful. And I think these were my main points. I think we're going to move on to answering questions now or having a little chat or something like that. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks so much, everybody. I guess we'll hand it over to Misha. Misha, did you want to read out some of the questions that have come up, or would you like me to read some of them and you can answer them?
Yeah, I'm happy to read out the questions. Thanks, Gina. And I'm also happy to take live questions if people have more questions that they haven't been able to put in the chat. That's cool. So yeah, we put the URL in the chat for the main landing page that Christina and Nancy were talking about. So there it is again, posted below. Yeah, the shirts are available. We've talked about those beautiful branded shirts for the walk. If you want to walk with your team all kitted out with cool shirts that fund research, those are available on the website shop. And then also we have a link to them on the landing page about the walk itself. If you're already fundraising on the longevity pages, that's all good. All the money goes to research, whether you're on these new pages or the longevity old pages. But for this walk, we're focusing a lot of attention right on this new platform, which is Kindful. So if you don't have a fundraising page yet, do create a new one on this wALK Positive Kindful platform. But if you're still on the old site, no problem. Do you have to fundraise from individuals? What about businesses? Businesses are great. Feel free to approach businesses. I know a lot of our fundraisers in the past, our DIY fundraisers, have asked businesses for a gift card or something special that then they can give away to their donors, like as an extra incentive, a prize or a raffle. If you donate, then I'll enter your name in to win a gift card to this great restaurant. So if you have a lot of local friends and family that you want to incentivize their giving, that's a nice way to do it. Or just to ask businesses that want to support ALK Positive research just for an outright donation. That's also awesome. The hashtag was asked for again. It's this great one that Niels came up with last summer with his walk. That was the genesis of this walk. So it's hashtag wALK Positive Challenge, but it's all lowercase except for the ALK, of course, because we're fundraising for ALK Positive lung cancer research. The last day of the challenge, great question. So it's running the whole month of May, like Christina shared. So May 1 to May 31. Let's see. Is it okay to talk to local news about it? Yes. If you want to get in touch with your local news station and talk about, why you're walking, I think a lot of local news stations like to do those sorts of human interest pieces. And we're as much about awareness raising as we are about fundraising, because of course, a lot of people with oncogene-driven cancers don't get the biomarker testing. So we also totally want to raise awareness. So letting the media know if you have local media contacts or want to reach out to your local station, please do. And we're happy to help you with that too, if you want to talk with us more about it. Someone asked about a list of all the projects that ALK Positive has funded, like all of the research funding that we do. It is on the website. Let me see. So it's on our blog, excuse me. So I'll post it again here at the bottom. But yeah, but there's a great list there to take a look at. Okay, let me see. Once you start the page, can you edit it? Yes, absolutely. So the Kindful platform, which is what we're using for this wALK Positive challenge is editable. So you can create it, you can go back in and add pictures, change text, and our team captains, who you heard from, Christina and Nancy, are also able to help out. If you hit a snag or have questions, you can always email us, fundraising@alkpositive.org. And Christina and Nancy will get back to you and help you out with that. Is there going to be a special Facebook group for the participants? That's a great question. We don't have one yet, but we can absolutely make one that's specific for this walk. Yeah, I love that idea, Corey. So great idea. We'll create one, and then that will be on the landing page too. So if you can't find it on Facebook, by searching wALK Positive Challenge, which will be part of the title for sure. But if you can't find it, it'll also be posted on the landing page on alkpositive.org. Yeah, is there a direct URL for the individual team? Yeah, so every team on Kindful, once you create your team, you can even customize the URL. So mine is /teamgym, but it can be whatever you'd like for your team. Yeah, are there any other questions that folks have right now? You can unmute yourself and ask, or put it right in the chat, up to you.
I had a question. This is Kelly. I just was wondering, kind of like, how do people feel about if you just got donations in November, trying to do another fundraiser in May, like being hit up more than once a year? Like, what's a good way to kind of go about that? I'm kind of trying to think through that in my head.
Yeah, that's a great question, Kelly. So I would say it's a matter of, you know, saying to folks, you know, I know we talked about this in November, but we have this other opportunity. It's really only twice a year that ALK Positive is doing these. So our plan going forward as a committee, just so you know, is to always do November and May. So we have sort of these two spaced out, because I agree. I've worked in nonprofits for a while, and I think people do get fatigued if it's like every month or every other month there's a reminder of fundraising. So we're really keeping it to just 2 times a year. But that said, I mean, there's no harm in asking someone and them saying, you know, not this time. But I think people like to know that we're continuing to fund research. I think a lot of times too, everyone's sort of in their own world. So even just a reminder of like, hey, you know, I'm fundraising for ALK Positive, and I told you about it in November, but we're doing this cool walk in May. If you can support, please do. If you can't, I just wanted you to know about this cool research. So it could be sort of both. It could be sort of an update about the research, and sharing that latest link on the blog is a nice way. Oh, and Gina, of course. Yeah, thanks, Gina. Gina just put in the chat that May is also Lung Cancer Hope Month. So that's another reason why we picked May, not only to space it out from November, which is Lung Cancer Awareness Month in November, but May is Lung Cancer Hope Month. So we think those are sort of special high points of the year to be fundraising for research. Yeah, thanks for that question. Does anyone else have a question? They want to unmute themselves? Feel free.
David raised his hand if you want to choose him.
Yeah, one hand on the screen and here is the other one. So in order to avoid remembering all the information you gave in your chats, may I simply go on where they said patients down to that menu selection and start from there, right?
Yeah. Thank you, David. Yeah, that's the most streamlined way to do it. So yeah, go to that page. That's sort of the connector of all the pieces. So
and Misha is boy's name in this.
Right, I've heard that.
And we can start fundraising from selling Hershey's chocolates with a case of beer.
I love it. Okay, go for
case
it.
Beer, Hershey's and case beer. Sorry,
no
offense,
wrong way
please.
to fundraise.
Just like Mark said, if Mark liked my goofing around, maybe somebody else may.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it, David. Thank you. Cool.
I have a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, normally I've been involved in like walks where you get your team, like longevity walks, and you walk and they donate money, or you walk and you pledge, I'm going to walk this many steps, and give me X amount of dollars per step or something like that. Is there a, like, how do you see our team, like me going to my peeps and saying, hey, on Facebook, I'm gonna, give them my story and, do like, oh, I'm gonna walk so many steps and each step donate X, or, or you just are asking for a donation. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. We did think about how other groups fundraise with like X dollars per X number of steps. But we also are mindful that ALK patients have sort of a wide range of abilities. There's the triathletes, and then there's the not triathletes, and that's totally fine. I'm more on the non-triathlete side. So if you want to ask people, to give so much amount per step, or per 1,000 steps, feel free. But we do want to be sort of open to anyone. So it could be just, be part of my team. Will you make a $50 donation for this walk that I'm doing throughout the month of May? Or, would you be a part of my team and give whatever amount feels good to you? My goal is $1,000. Can you help me get closer to that goal this month? I'm walking, all throughout the month of May. I'm going to do 10,000 steps. Would you join me in that? So yeah, but you can totally tie it to a dollar, or
Is the
however much.
ZMAP attached to, like, can you download something on your iPhone where the ZMAP rates? Is that how it works?
No, it doesn't do like a step counting or anything.
So it doesn't do what Niels did.
No, but I love what Niels did. If you want to chime in, Niels, with like, what did you use, like a particular app or something to track your steps? Because that was cool with the maps.
What I used Google Fit to make pictures of the map
Yeah.
and which road I walked. So I used
Right.
Google Fit for that. So it was the steps and the map
Cool.
combination.
You are much more high tech, and I'm very jealous of your maps. They're great. They're super.
Awesome, Niels. Yeah, so if people do want to make maps like Niels, we'll put a link to the Google Fit Map program on that main page that David asked about. So it'll all be in one place. If you want to make maps and track your steps like Niels did, then amazing.
So Misha, do you see, like, if you have 10 people on your team, you ask them to download their form, and then they get onto the ZMAP as, wherever they live, and it'll show your team members, and it would say Team Jim, and you could be all over the world.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely invite everyone on your team to fill out the map. We had thought it would just be team leaders, just to sort of centralize things. But if you have team members that want to put down pins wherever they are, feel free to have them fill out that map form. Yeah. Cool. Any other questions right now?
I have a question, Stephanie, up here or down here, wherever I am. I get on my Peloton bike, and I barely can do that, but the moments I can, I do post that. Can I like use that as some advantage as far as anyone that's on my team, and say if I can go, for 30 minutes, so many miles, they'll do $1, a mile or something like that, and just use that as an extra? I mean, I get it's a walk thing. And my second question is, like, the people down here in Florida that kind of know me in my area, my community, it's basically been my thing of Stephanie Strong, which is, it is what it is. It's the team name. Okay. So if I were to use that, how can I build that with the walkathon t-shirt? Like, how could I, in other words, how are you creating your, like, Gina's Army t-shirt? How are you using that, but also having the wALK Positive t-shirt with it?
Yeah. That's a great question, Stephanie. On the Peloton question, I think that's awesome. Feel free to be biking as your wALK Positive challenge. We're not restricting anything. If people love to ski, although it's not really skiing season, but anything like that, any sort of activity is awesome. And yeah, how many pledges per mile, pledges per 30 minutes. Brilliant. I love that. On the t-shirts, I think they are customizable. I think Erica is on the call, so maybe she can chime in if she's able. But I believe you can add your team name. You can customize it too. So if you want to have everyone kitted out and not just the wALK Positive, but like wALK Positive Stephanie Strong, then that's an option. Yeah. Yeah.
Hi. I'm just eating with my family, so my camera's been off, so you guys caught me. But yeah, my team is behind the ALK store. So if you've purchased any of the ALK gear that we have, that's kind of a team of 2 women that do the design and production of everything. Everything's handmade. Nothing's done in a big production facility. It's all one by one lady individually. So it's very customizable. We have it set up, I think, where you could right now get it with like the lung cancer logo, like lung cancer awareness on the sleeve if you want as an option. If you want the back of your shirt as an option, we could talk about that too, Misha, if you want that as an addition, as or you could individually reach out to the email for the shop and say whatever it is you want, and they, for a charge, could add it to the shirts. But they are very approachable and anything's customizable if you really want something specific. So like Stephanie, if you wanted Stephanie Strong on the back of everyone's shirt and you wanted to buy, it would there would be an upcharge, but they would make that for you. So you would have to reach out. We can talk, you can reach out to me, or you can reach out to them and see what they can and can't do, but usually they can do most things. So.
Cool. Thanks, Erica, for jumping in. Sorry to catch you on the spot.
No, it's okay. It's okay. That's why I'm listening in.
Sweet.
There were some questions about international members, like how do they even, contribute or participate in this? Would you mind addressing that?
Yeah, totally. That's a great question. So like we sort of said at the top, I forget who, but the research benefits everyone around the world because of course these therapies then are available, not just in the US, but Fundraising International is a little different. I will say I'm just based in the US, so I'm not sure too much about the fundraising laws and all of that good stuff. But my information I've heard from ALK positive patients and caregivers in like Australia and New Zealand and other places, they may not be able to get a tax deduction for their gifts to ALK positive because we have like a US incorporation. But if the tax deduction is not an issue, then awesome. So that's the only thing I would say is that the research goes to everyone, but the fundraising, the like tax deduction may be a little bit of a trickier one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that some of our biggest fundraisers were international members too in the past, even though there wasn't necessarily a tax deduction, they were still some of our biggest fundraisers and helped us to fund some of the clinical trials that we currently are funding. And so I think that shouldn't really be, hopefully won't be a deterrent from actually fundraising. There was another question also, I think it was from maybe Sherry, who wanted to know what research project we're funding. So Misha, do you want to take that?
Yeah, that's a great question. We are funding sort of the ongoing research grants program. I'm not too sure the exact project though, if you want to chime in on that, Gina, because I know it's sort of just the grants generally. Go for it.
Yeah, typically we raise money first, and then depending on how much we raise, then that just determines what we can actually fund, whether we're going to fund a clinical trial or some translational research or something like that. But typically we see how much we can actually raise. If we can raise in the millions, then we can fund some clinical trials. But if we can't, then we can also fund some amazing translational research that can hopefully be picked up and go to clinical trial. But our hope is that we're going to fund the most impactful thing for ALK positive patients, depending on the amount of money that we have. So I think that would be the clearest answer for you. So there's not an actual project picked yet. Once we figure out the amount, then we put out what's called a request for application, and we look to see, which researchers have the most promising research. And I think that's about it. Does anybody else have any other questions? All right. Well, Mark, I'll hand it over to you to close out the meeting if you like. And we're excited about this project, and we hope everybody's going to join us. And we think it's an awesome opportunity to raise some money for some more research.
And I just want to welcome everyone back from another great ALK Talk. So next week, caregivers Gary Nurse. I don't know if Amanda's still on the line. Amanda, are you there? I don't know if Gary's with you, but maybe Gary can introduce himself and say hello. Is Gary next to you by any chance or no?
Gary is putting our kids to bed, but he will be on next week.
Do you have any heads up for us here about maybe what might happen next week? Or
he has talked a little bit about it with me. He was just saying, he really wants, for most of us and almost all of us, being a caregiver does not mean that you're taking care of, an old, feeble person. So, being a caregiver, it means it's just different with us. And also, I don't like to call him a caregiver. He doesn't like to be called caregiver. And I think that, to be honest, I'm not sure exactly what he's going to say, but, I think that their journey is different from ours, from the patients, and they go about it their way. And I think it's a great opportunity to get CGs together and chat about your own journey.
yeah, thanks. I definitely appreciate that. And so I will not be on next week, unfortunately, but we will be back on May 2nd to listen to Vincent Lamb, who works at Johns Hopkins. And I know Amanda's his patient, but anyways, have a great week. And thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good week.